we continue to monitor this severe line of storms that is progressing toward the Golden Triangle region. Right here, Campus Connect Doppler radar really showing up. The larger reds and the orange shades progressing toward the Starkville area just to the north of the area. Right here we have a lot of it making its way to us, but that line is going to go just to the north where the really intense parts are. But with that, we're still going to see those winds increase. Right now they're only at 12 miles per hour for the area, but seeing knots well at the gusts of 20 and 30 miles per hour. And with that, the temperature continuing to climb, already feeling like 80, but just at 75, and that dew point not far behind, so it's rather muggy out there as well. Now the temperatures are fairly consistent for our area, seeing temperatures into the 70s right here ahead of the boundary, but you can see the yellow line, that is where the storms follow, and then just behind it the 50-degree mark, but that's not going to stick around for very long because warmer temperatures are on the way. And with this system associated a lot of moisture, really seeing the green shades across the state, and 68 in Jackson increasing to 70, but then dropping to the 50s, so a little bit of cooler, drier air behind it, and as I mentioned, not sticking around for long. But with the temperature and the moisture associated with all this system, seeing a lot of tornado watches posted ahead of it, and there's the line once again. And as I mentioned, just a little bit of braking, so it's going to go just to the northern half of the mainly populated area within Starkville. So not a lot of concern other than winds through this area. You see some orange shades within those lines. Those are severe thunderstorm warnings associated with this line as well. Now with these individual spots being a little more intense, we have a little more to worry about as we progress this thing. Really seeing a lot of broken, but yet it is developed there around 4 p.m. Trying to put this thing into motion, seeing it get a little bit less developed the further off to the east it goes, bringing a little bit of cloud coverage, but by 1 a.m. we're going to see this thing clearing out for our area, setting things up nicely for Tuesday. But with it, we'll see, as I mentioned, the wind 50 to 70 miles per hour, and that's going to be the main concern. Although we don't have a lot of rotation associated with this line, we do have a lot of straight line winds, and that can still take away signs and rooftops that are not well established. And never to rule out large hail already following at some stations within the area, and isolated tornadoes, none reported yet for our area, but we can't rule those out with all these other elements combined. Now as we get into the rest of the afternoon, the storms will continue to progress, and as I mentioned, around 4 should see a rather significant line of storms passing through the area. But with that continuing to decrease throughout the rest of the night, notice the temperature at 82 this afternoon, dropping to the 40s tonight, and that wind actually increasing a little bit just behind this line, pushing in that cooler air throughout the night, but then tomorrow turning around. I mean, the high is going to continue to jump the further we go into the week, and tomorrow is no exception. High getting up to 63, and then progressing through much of the rest of the forecast time. Really notice that high getting up to the 80s up to Friday. That should be setting it nicely for Super Bulldog weekend, and the lows not really being below the 50-degree mark actually after Thursday. So a lot of good things, outdoor concerts, baseball games, fun stuff going on this weekend within the Starkville area.